And then again, 2017 was the Saquon versus Josey year.
Oh yeah, what a game that was!
What a game! Absolutely,
That was
Nick
great football game. I mean,
yeah.
boy, what a great game.
Nicky easily the Newton native with the big touchdown in the first half that got him ahead, and of course Akram Wadley had a monster game, at least a couple monster plays, I should say. I don't think anybody offensively had a monster game for Iowa. Nobody really in that game had a monster game except Saquon, and of course it didn't reflect very well on the scoreboard. But when they needed a touchdown, Juwan Johnson.
Buzzer. Yeah. Leaded Juwan Johnson at the buzzer. And after Iowa had come back with Akram, kind of put him on his back in the fourth quarter. And, they were down, 15-7 after Saquon had a touchdown. And then Akram got that 70-yard pass. It just ran away from people down the middle of the field.
Failed 2-point conversion, correct?
Failed 2-point conversion, and then another failed 2-point conversion. But Akram had another 35-yard run, and with $1:42 left, and he thought, boy, I was going to pull this out. And then McSorley, credit to him.
Another one of those drives. It felt like 2015 Big Ten title game all over again. I remember that. Yeah. And
Saquon's numbers that day are unbelievable.
Like 300 yards, right?
Yeah, he had 211 yards rushing on 28 carries, and he had 94 yards on 12 receptions.
And didn't he have some kickoff and punt? I mean, his all-purpose yardage was ridiculous.
All-purpose yardage that day for Saquon Barkley was 358.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, and I remember on that final touchdown from Akram, him handing the ball to the official, because that wasn't long after the North Texas celebration penalty. And I remember him handing the ball to the official, and man, Kinnick was obviously rocking. I remember, it's interesting how some of those moments, and again, seeing the game on TV is totally different from you being in the press box, but I remember some of the shots from ABC of some of the fans. And although it was completely heartbreaking and devastating to the fans, those are the iconic moments of football that make the sport so great. As heart-wrenching it is for those players and those fans, the still shots of some of those players were incredible. And the fans. And then, of course, Trace McSorley punting the ball and at the end of the game when the clock hit 0 and getting the boos from the fans. There was just a lot in that game. I know Josey Jewell, I believe he had an interception, and after he was tackled in that game on that interception, he did the whole Trace McSorley swing of the bat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that.
Man, that was an eventful game, and I believe Anthony or Matt had a blocked field goal in that game.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I believe it was I think it was fourth. That gave them a chance to for that long pass play to Akram. But it was just a weird game, and that was a weird year. If they win that game, who knows? Because that's the same year they beat Ohio State, had a chance at the West heading into that Wisconsin game. Of course, they couldn't get any offense going. That was 2017 was a weird year, and it was all capped off by a really weird bowl game out east against Boston College. So
yeah, that was a weird. That Purdue game was weird.
Yes, it was.
Where you just
and that was poor.
Those 2 touchdown passes in the third quarter that just kind of cemented that game. And it was senior day for Josey, I think. And
Tom, I don't know if you remember this, but that was also the game, and I don't remember. I'm sure someone asked Kirk about it. Kirk kind of screwed the pooch on that one. He went for 2 too early. You remember that in that Purdue game? I don't understand why he did it. To me, that was, I'm no coach myself, but that was a terrible, terrible decision. And of course, they didn't get the 2-point conversion. The game was over. But I remember that distinctly. Yeah, that was a very, very odd series of events.